My name's Colla. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of British Columbia. I study agricultural planning, and I'm also a research associate with the University of Fraser Valley. This project was initiated through a partnership with the Fraser Valley Regional District and the University of Fraser Valley, the Food and Agriculture Institute. Conversations were coming about what does the future of food look like in the Fraser Valley region, and what can government, nonprofit organizations, industry, private sector, what can we collectively do to address that challenge? Typically when we're studying food systems, particularly looking at the future of food, a lot of it is built around hypotheticals. So we go out and we ask people, what do you think might happen if a flood happens? What do you think might happen if a global pandemic happens? And in this research, what we experienced was in real time, people were going through a global pandemic, flooding, wildfires, major heat events. People got to talk about impacts as they were happening right now and seeing those impacts within the food system. COVID-19 pandemic revealed a lot about food systems. For us being able to look at the Fraser Valley region, we saw a number of really direct impacts. So agricultural production was impacted, and then that creates a cascade effect down the line of food processors were then impacted. Workers in food retail no longer working in those places because restaurants were shut down. And specific populations being impacted, so people experiencing poverty, seniors, youth, indigenous communities, South Asian community across this region were more heavily impacted because of pre-existing issues around food access. During the pandemic and these kinds of environmental impacts, the community mobilizes. It's not just waiting for government to come in and save. People develop their own responses. So people were organizing their own meal exchange programs, like ways to take care of each other. And so we see like more opportunity for bolstering that kind of community resilience by having that kind of place-based connection, but also that responsibility to other people within a locale. Typically when we do resiliency work, it's built around like a geographic area or an administrative area. And I was constantly struck by people that participate in these workshops would think about people in like the north of BC, people in remote communities. They would talk about indigenous communities and the responsibility for food production, processing and distribution being reliant on this part of BC. And that resiliency for them wasn't just about this singular region, it was about the province, it was bigger than that. And I think that element of caring is such a vital component of resilient food systems work. That's where I see the hopefulness, is rebuilding kind of our relationship to each other, to the planet, through food. Acknowledging that we require these lands to sustain us. It's not the other way around. And so food for me has always kind of been that place where you can bring a group of people together and you can do collective work. It really creates the conditions for that.